On April 8th, we left Florida and headed to Colorado.
All right, we're on the ground in Denver. We got some friends of ours coming to pick us up. And then we gotta go get the Hummer and then track down the trailer and...
It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
And I think the refrigerator is gonna be a science experiment. 8 months unattended, it's gonna be crazy.
Our refrigerator that's in the trailer, we planned on being in Florida for 8 days, so we left food in the refrigerator.
Don't forget about the freezer.
It's been over 8 months. The freezer will be fine.
Yeah, the freezer's still frozen.
Is this still freezer?
Oh yeah. All right, got from the airport. We're over at J&S Performance. These are the guys that did the original work on our engine. And they've had the Hummer for a while. So let's go talk with them and we should be picking it up. All right, so we're driving in the Hummer. We got really only one thing going on and it's still running hot. And I've called up Randy down at Syker Fabrication and he was saying, well, remember that, you know, one of his original thoughts was that there's an air gap in the system, kind of creating a lock where the coolant's not running properly. So that's what our thought is, because with the fans running, with the radiator, with all the shielding we've done, I mean, with everything that's been done to this, and the thermostat that's in it, we shouldn't be running hot, at least not as hot as we've been running just driving around town. It's 74 degrees outside. We are currently at 204 degrees just driving on flat roads. Should not be that high. It should be 180 something. Even if this system wasn't working well, it shouldn't be that hot. A little bit ago, we were at 222 degrees driving around town. Same thing. So that's what we're going to try to do, is in the next day or two, get the coolant system purged and vacuum flushed out, pulling all the new fluid in, making sure we have no air gaps. And then I'm guessing that's going to make an enormous difference. So, but on the plan right now, get to storage and get a couple blankets because it's going to get cold tonight. It's going to be in the 30s. Our friend Sean, who picked us up from the airport, is going to take us down to our friend Mike and Sandy's alpaca farm to pick up our trailer. Our trailer's been there for 8 months. So we're going to pick up our trailer, get it back. We're moving back into the Jellystone, where we have called home now every summer for 2 years, this being our third summer now that we're kind of, not summer yet, but that we're pulling into there for a little bit. And then we'll deal with the coolant on this thing in the next day or two. We'll get a plan and see who's going to do that for us. So some troubleshooting, but we're staying positive. A little bit of a shock that it's still running hot, but you know, there's been a lot of specialty work done on here without just a full comprehensive, all the job being done by one person. So it's still a little more troubleshooting, but I think we got a solution in hand, I hope. All right, a little more update. We are on like interstate now, just for a short bit, running over to our storage unit. And transmission temp, the 6L, first off, the 6L80 6-speed transmission is so nice. It's shifting great. The downshifts are awesome when you're stopping. You can really feel the engine working to slow you down. The shifts are very smooth. They're very precise or positive in the way they feel. And man, it's just nice having 2 more gears out on the highway. This is phenomenal. Engine temp is at 206 degrees. That's going to be the deal until we get the fluid, the coolant all flushed out and everything. But just wanted to give you an update. People ask about the 6L80 transmission, and we haven't had anything to really say because we haven't driven it. Well, now we're getting some miles on it, and it's really nice. We are doing 60 miles an hour, maybe just a little bit over 60. We're in 6th gear, and we're at about 1600 RPM. And then you can do this. I don't know if you got the feel for that, but this is not a regular Hummer Alpha any longer. This is a monster, a bright orange monster going down the road with all the power we have on it. And really, you know, I want to clear the air on all of that. We were not doing this to go fast in this vehicle or to put it to the floor. This thing's never going to have the pedal put to the floor. It's just to get us over mountain passes comfortably, easily, without having to get passed by semis, to get us pulling our trailer up on trails. Just get everything where it just works a whole lot better. All right, we're at our storage location. You guys haven't been here for 8 months, over 8 months, just over 8 months, 8.5 months. Let's see if it's still here. What you doing, baby?
Cleaning out what's left of some limes, I think those were, and some lemons.
Dehydrated.
You know, at least they didn't explode and leak everywhere, so
Yeah.
I don't think anyway. I don't know. This is one of those things, you just throw them away and clean it up. The worst is the refrigerator by far. But
Yeah, the refrigerator, you can see we got some stuff out of it now. We got a garbage bag of things we've taken out, but oh, that's disgusting. And the other side is not any better.
thank you for the gloves.
This is what happens when you plan on being gone for 8 days and you're gone for over 8 months. And I mean, it really could have been worse. So, but now we're gonna see if we kind of winterized the trailer. Kind of. I mean, I did it in a pinch. I did it in a bind, and we didn't really do it as thoroughly as I would have normally done. So we're gonna close it on up, hook up some water, and see if we got any leaks. All right. So it's been a stressful, not just today, but a bunch of days leading up to today. Actually, leaving Florida was very stressful, very emotional. Leaving our families. And Natalie shows it on her face. Like, she gets red like my flannel when she gets stressed out. And then we come back here and things haven't been really easy here. And we come back to a fridge disaster, which we knew we were going to have.
Yeah, I'm not at all shocked.
It really, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. So
There wasn't that much food in here, so that's why it's not super bad. Fortunately.
Super bad. Wasn't that a movie? Yeah, whoa. It wasn't.
I could say
super
I
bad.
didn't see it, so.
No, I didn't see it either. There's no way. Sure. So meanwhile, I have filled up our water tank, filled up the water heater. If you haven't been watching, we don't have the normal Dometic water heater that Turtlebacks came with. We have a Truma diesel water heater and a Webasto diesel cooktop stove here. So we switched this whole trailer over to diesel. And, you know, it's been 8 months. This hasn't done anything, and it's working. Down here we have this little tailpipe putting out nice hot air. That's the exhaust pipe. And we're making hot water. I'm really excited. We're gonna make hot air, probably not tonight. It's gonna be a little chilly, maybe the lowest 35. But we got our down blankets that we picked up at storage, so we're just gonna run with that.
We gotta run that unit to run out the smell.
Yeah.
We've not used it, so it hasn't pumped out all that fumey smell that they get.
Right. Oh, and we do have a hose for both tents.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? Things we didn't know we already bought.
There's so much stuff here that I forgot we had. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing how being away for so long has, I don't know, you just forget what's here. And
It's true.
anyway.
Well, and we built this whole thing and modified this whole thing and then really haven't used it hardly, really not really much. So, not in its modified state. So there's a lot of stuff that we're having to relearn. But I'm kind of excited. Tomorrow we're gonna run the diesel heater, the air heater for the 2 tents. We're just gonna let it run throughout the day and start blowing hot air. We have O2 and CO2 alarms that we hang in each tent. So we need to get those calibrated, dialed in, just so, you know, we don't want to fall asleep and not wake up the next day. I don't think there's any real chance of that, but man, you want to be extra safe when you're going to be asleep not knowing what's going on. So we're getting there, but we're not going to run the heaters tonight because we just haven't ever used that air heater for our tents yet. And we don't want to do it for the first time tonight. We're a little bit frazzled and really exhausted, and we're starving. And we still got a mess on our hands. All right, go for it, baby. This is the small fridge. This is the asparagus. It's been...
Oh, it smells so bad in there.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Oh.
So we're not having asparagus tonight, right?
Maybe
Or
never.
ever again?
It's so bad. It's like a dirty toilet down there.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So let's just soak it all up. We'll get it dry. And then we can do the cleaning after. But until it's dry, yeah, well, that's nasty. Well, it's the end of quite a day. We got up, I think, at 4:30 Eastern time in Miami today. I have no idea what time it is now. Maybe it's 10 o'clock Mountain Time. Is that about right? 10:30 Mountain Time, something like that. It's just been a really long day. So
it's 9:30.
9:30. So it's 11:30 Miami time. So it's just been a really long day. We've been really busy. Got a lot more to do tomorrow, but now we're gonna get some rest. We'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so it is morning. Actually, I think it's afternoon now. We slept great last night, and now we are going through everything. We have, we started with this whole build, Natalie can contest, of what's the maximum we could cram into our Hummer and trailer.
We crammed a lot.
We've crammed a lot. And now we're kind of thinking, what's the bare minimum we can do to get by with? Because
It's stressful trying to make every square inch matter. And then you pull stuff out and it loses its space. So
yes.
I think it's just easier to have less.
So this bike rack that we have back here, if you've been watching this process for any length of time with us, we started with a bike rack up on top of the Bush Company tent, which is on top of the turtleback trailer. Didn't really love that because it puts us up really high, keeps the bikes exposed to wind, makes it impossible to cover them because you can't cover bikes that are exposed to wind very well. The covers just get torn up, or you have a wind drag or a crosswind problem. It could be really bad. So we had Randy at Cyker Fabrication build us this bike rack mount on a turtleback tire swing away, but it's not realistic because it's attached to, you can see kind of attached to really the kitchen. So in order to get to our kitchen, we got to take 3 bikes off. They would be covered and locked on there. Take 3 bikes off. And just to really fully access our kitchen, if we want to put up the awning, we got to take 3 bikes off because they'll sit up higher than the awning. It's not practical. I got a bum knee. I'm trying to heal up, and I really could use a bike to ride. That's what really started this, is that for me to get back to where I can really run, I need to heal my knee. And cycling is the best way for me personally to heal my knees. I've done it with 2 other knee injuries previously, but it's just not practical. We're not going to be able to do it. So, I don't know. We'll try another way. So, kind of back to the drawing board. We're probably going to go back to putting the spare tire on the back of the trailer, carrying our propane and our fuel. I don't know. It's so frustrating to try to cram too much, and then finally you realize it's not practical. Like if we just want to stop somewhere for lunch, we got to take apart the whole bike rack system and the bikes and the locks and the covers. It doesn't make any sense. So we're trying to simplify now. We've been trying to maximize, now we're trying to simplify. These are the stages you go through when you're building an overlanding rig and not really using it. You max it out, and then you start thinking about it, and you're like, well, this doesn't make any sense. We can't possibly maintain this on a daily basis. If we were just going away for a weekend here and there, whatever, not a big deal. But to live like this every single day of the year, man, it's got to be simplified. How's it coming, Bailey?
I'm working on it.
Simplifying?
Trying. I've got a big bag of clothes I'm getting rid of.
Sweet.
That's not very full.
Yeah, we're filling a couple suitcases full of clothes that we just don't need extra of. We don't need 20 t-shirts. So let's bring 10 t-shirts or 5 t-shirts even. And, you know, I had a bunch of shorts and a bunch of pants. Well, I don't need that much. When they wear out, we'll stop by storage and we'll replace them with stuff we already own. Really productive day today. We're eating dinner now. Got some, there we go, some chicken on the grill. We still have a lot more work to do tomorrow. Natalie's gonna rent a truck, pickup truck, so we can just haul a whole bunch of stuff to storage. We've made some changes on our rig and how it's gonna all look, and the never-ending, evolving rig-zaster. But a hugely productive day today. So we are very grateful. We've had great weather for it. And now we're finishing up the day with the sunset off over there. Bailey got a lot of work done today. Can you see it all? Kind of blinding, the sun. Got a mouthful of food.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. But you can see we got chicken going on. So we will see you guys tomorrow. We're just gonna kind of slowly update you on the progress as it goes. Each day, just a little bit of progress, and anything notable, maybe we'll spend a little more time on. But right now, it's just cleaning up a big old mess.
A big mess.
All right, it's the next day. It is evening. It's been a crazy day, a very productive day. We have moved a whole bunch of stuff to storage, went through our storage unit and organized a lot of stuff, and brought some things back here that are part of getting this trailer where we want it now. You can see we got the bike rack off of here, off the back. We're gonna put the spare tire on here. We're gonna bring that back maybe tomorrow or next couple days. What do you think, baby?
I think it's been a good day. I'm tired. Ready to go to bed. We're still on East Coast time, I think, because by 8:30 I'm knocked out.
Well, we came back from storage and it was cooling off a little bit. I climbed up in the tent to go throw some long pants on because I was wearing shorts all day. And I laid back for a minute and I'm like, oh, I could skip dinner and just go right to sleep. What do you think? Progress?
Well, yeah. Whether we need them or not, we don't have room for them. We have to get rid of some stuff.
We definitely have to get rid of some things. Like, does Bailey need all of her Legos? I mean, does she really need? And here's the thing, when we travel, like when we're out camping, overlanding, she brings Legos with her and she doesn't ever use them.
Yes, I do.
But she thinks she needs them all.
I'm not bringing all of them.
Here, I'm gonna let you guys leave some comments. Here's Bailey's, here, you can see, that's my head. Bailey's bag of Legos. Probably about 200,000 pieces of Legos. How many do you think she needs? Does she need all of those Legos? Will you listen to the people, Bailey?
Possibly.
Please help me. I need help. All right, good morning. We slept great last night. I'm going to tell you, our tents, both of our tents are very dark, so it cuts out all the light. And we're kind of learning about sleep patterns, sleep rhythm, and what it takes to have a good night's sleep. And for the most part, I think most people in this country, at least, we just do it wrong with TVs and cell phones and lights and noise and whatnot. We're not in a quiet place here at the Jellystone, but it's so dark in our tents, and we constantly have fresh air coming in through our windows and our vents, even though we just have them cracked because it's in the 30s at night. But we are sleeping so good.
Yeah, very good. Sleeping like 8 hours straight without waking up at all.
Yeah.
Which has become pretty rare for me, and I think you too. So
It has been. The beds that we were sleeping in Miami were not ours. They were either an air mattress, like on a 12-inch air mattress, a bed in my mom's RV, at Natalie's mom's house, and they were very uncomfortable for me. I'm a side sleeper for the most part, so they were killing my shoulders. And now, in our tent, we have a 1-inch organic memory foam. Oh, it's not noisy. A 1-inch memory foam. We have the mattresses, the air mattresses from iCamper that we blow up. And that combined is probably the most comfortable thing I've ever slept on. Even better than that 18-inch, 300-pound plus mattress we had back at the house. So, how are you sleeping, Bailey?
I'm sleeping really good.
Your dark tent's the key, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we are back into the Jellystone. We just extended our stay here. We came in for what? Oh no, another 8 days.
We shouldn't do anything for 8 days.
Never. And we've extended out for a month here. Now, I don't know if we're going to be here for a month, but if you pay for 2 weeks, you might as well pay for the month because it's the same price. So we just booked up for the month, which gives us plenty of time to get out. Yeah, right down here. Gives us plenty of time to use the Hummer, use the trailer, go out and disperse camp out in the woods that aren't very far from here.
Be quiet.
And get on some trails and just make sure everything's working right. And then if we do have any problems, we can come back here, check into the Jellystone, and get things worked on or get things diagnosed. So that's the plan. Another very busy day trying to organize things here. Natalie's making burgers. Well, I'm helping with the burgers. She's making fries, and she's really good at making fries. These are, here, check it out, look. These are ones that were cut potatoes, and now they're French fries.
They need salt. These just came out of the pan.
What? They're so good. These are the best fries she's ever made, hands down. All right, here we go. Fries are salted. Very hot.
They just came out of the pan.
Oh, they're so good.
So good.
All right, dinner is served. Excuse the mess of our campsite, but I think you guys can expect that from what you've already seen. So, you guys ready to dig in?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. The burgers look really phenomenal, and you already know about the fries. The fries are amazing, so. Good morning. It's Monday morning. We are getting everything ready to take into Randy down at Psycher Fabrication. It's 32 degrees. We need to be down at his place at 9:30 in the morning. And I think it's about 7:30 right now. We got some packing up to do. You can't see it, but there's just a tiny little bit of snow falling. It's really cold. And we got to figure out the wiring on all the accessories on the Hummer because we got a dead battery. Whatever, we'll deal with that down at Randy's. Right now we got to get warm, get packed up, and then we'll figure all that stuff out. And we made it down to Psycher Fabrication. Got the Hummer and trailer backed in here. Randy's already starting to work on the rear view camera, taking the factory one out and putting it in an aftermarket one so we get a better view. So got some things here. The battery in here has died on us using the tent lights. I know the battery's not 100% maxed out getting charged, but we're going to take all of those tent lights and run them down into the lithium battery that's tucked up underneath the rear of the vehicle, because I think we have plenty of amp hours on that battery to run the freezer and to run those lights, no problem. Moving along, we're going to get the tap shifter set in here so we have control over what gear we're in if we want to go manual. And as it would happen, if you guys have seen a factory turtleback trailer back here with the options where we have this propane tank, originally this one came with a 2 4-gallon Rotopacks. We're going to have to go back to that. We're going to put the spare tire back here. We're going to have to go back to that. These Rotopacks are going to be spare tire mount instead of mounted to this swing out arm. We're basically taking it back to factory. But it is what it is. We tried everything we could to get the bikes on, and we got them on, and it's a cool rack, and the whole system is good, but the way that it affects the use of our kitchen, it's just not practical. So unfortunately, we can't bring the bikes with us, but that's okay. So we move right along. Watch your step, Natalie. Just doing a couple things here. It's really small stuff, and thankfully Randy could squeeze us in and get these things knocked out. We're gonna run to a storage unit, get our spare tire, get it back here, and hopefully we're good to go. All right, we got back over to Psycher Fabrication, and the radiator has been vacuum emptied and filled, and the new radiator cap is on. So I'm giving it a test drive now without the trailer, just to check and see how we're doing. And I'm only a couple miles out. We're at 183 degrees. Current temperature is 66 degrees outside. So we'll see. I'm going to give it some miles. I'm going to get on the throttle a little bit, see what it does. Another thought we are concerned about is, are we getting enough airflow into the engine? All right, so I've been in a bit of traffic and kind of stop and go, got up to 186 degrees at some red lights, and now I'm hopping on the interstate so I can get up to speed and see where we go when we get up to speed. Still at 186 degrees. I'm about, I want to say 7 miles into this test drive. So everything is up to temperature now. And giving it some gas, 190 degree temperature. Now I'm going to ease off and kind of get into 6th gear. Let's see where we peak out at. It's 192 degrees right now. Okay, got back to talk with Randy. And so we're running definitely cooler than we have ever run with these modifications. The one thing that is a concern now, the factory airbox indicator is reading clogged filter. And the filter is perfectly clean. We looked at the pre-filter. We were going to run without the pre-filter, but the pre-filter just has a little impeller in it that kind of spins, sending all of the dust particles, dirt particles, whatever, to fall out onto the ground. It's not an actually restrictive, like a paper or some kind of filament filter. So I knew that snorkel on the H3 was a stretch because it's built for the inline 5 H3. This is the 5.3 liter V8 H3 that already requires more air than the inline 5, but I knew a lot of guys were getting away with it. Now you add on a supercharger, which probably means this engine wants a whole lot more, maybe double the air of the factory H3, and then we have a very restrictive snorkel, so we're not getting enough air to the engine. That much we know.
Well, while driving back to Larkspur on the interstate, we began to run hot. The coolant temp kept climbing. 200, 205, 210, 220, 226. We had to pull over and idle for 20 minutes to get the temperature back down, then drive for a bit more until we had to pull over again. We did this routine all the way back to Larkspur. Had we not pulled over, the highway temps would have kept climbing to a damaging point. So it was back to the drawing board on the Hummer. With frustration setting in, we had some decisions to make. Do we keep going down this path that has delayed our travel plans for 2 years? Or do we bite the bullet and get another truck? Our plan was to stay in Florida and not return until the Hummer was running correctly. That didn't work out. But those 8 months in Florida were a huge blessing. Florida is a great vacation state, but we were there to work too. We wanted to help our families. We did over 6 weeks of landscaping and yard work, including helping to build a chicken coop and helping raise some baby chicks. We planted a vegetable garden with tomatoes, peppers, strawberries, and green beans, and some sunflowers. We repaired leaks in Jeff's mom's roof and sealed it completely. Bailey went out every day for a few weeks to help a mama duck with a broken leg. We moved everything out of Jeff's mom's RV and washed and detailed it to get it ready to sell. We packed up my mom's house on Lake Wylie in South Carolina to sell it, including selling a car and a pontoon boat. And while we were at the lake house, Bailey got to do something for the first time.
We gotta move these refrigerators. We gotta move these color TVs. Bailey's first time on a personal watercraft jet ski. So we're gonna go have a little bit of fun today, taking a little break from packing and moving. Woo! It has been a really long day. It's been a really long 2 weeks. We have been packing Natalie's mom's house, everything in it, getting things ready, to move. We sold a pontoon boat. We got jet skis that are ready to head down to Florida. We got Natalie's dad's Harley, which we just got loaded up into the U-Haul trailer now, which we're taking down to Florida as well. We're using a 26-foot U-Haul truck with this trailer for the Harley. And we're gonna take about 2 days to get down to Miami because, you know, this big of a load, you know, 26,000 pound GVW truck, plus this and all this, it's gonna be slow going, but we're almost done for the night and we're gonna get some rest. We leave out early tomorrow morning.
We helped my mom care for her dog with a broken leg. We celebrated a lot of birthdays. My mom's, my sister's, 3 cousins, Jeff's sister, mine, Jeff's, and Bailey's.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so today is Natalie's birthday.
Wow.
So today is Bailey's 13th birthday. And this is what she wanted to do to my back today.
We gathered with a friend to grieve the loss of his wife. We sat out a 2-day rainstorm that turned the streets into rivers. We went to the beach as often as possible. Florida's beaches are so beautiful.
Hey guys, I know we're supposed to be heading to Colorado to pick up our Hummer and our trailer and start this overlanding adventure. But I gotta tell you, it's really cold in Colorado right now. And here where we're at, well, we've just been hanging out at the beach and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Bailey and her Aunt Jan got silly a lot. We camped at some beautiful places. Swam in a spring-fed pool. Took surf lessons. Kayaked at sunset. And swam and floated in spring-fed rivers. We went to the Miami International Sailboat Show. When Jeff and I met, we both had a dream of getting a catamaran and sailing all over the world. Jeff told me that if I married him, he would buy a sailboat for us. Instead, we have a broken Hummer and an off-road trailer and a few tents. We did get to sail on an incredible Outremer 52. That was truly amazing. Maybe one day we will transition into that type of travel and live that dream. But for now, we have a lot to see on land, so the sailing will have to wait a little longer. And when we had the opportunity, we ate at some beautiful waterfront restaurants.
Well, hopefully, with any good fortune coming our way, our time here in Florida is coming to an end. Work is being done on the Hummer right now as we speak. Well, not as we speak, but tomorrow. And hopefully in the next couple days, we'll be hopping on a plane, and the next time you'll see us, we are in Colorado picking up our Hummer and connecting up our trailer, because we've been here almost 8 weeks in Florida on a trip that was going to be 8 days. If not, we're buying one of those and we're heading that way into the ocean.